How have things felt for you over the first couple of games, just getting assimilated here in San Antonio with these guys?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. Obviously, preseason basketball's a little strange. Just a lot of times you're getting weird lineups and figuring things out. So, but I feel like from a competitive standpoint and just like a playing together standpoint, we've been doing a good job. I think it was nice to be able to go to Miami and play against like an NBA team and just kind of feel that out, especially one that is usually pretty on top of like just structurally and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that was been good. Obviously, yeah, personnel's just been all over the place, but that's honestly a pretty fun part about it. Is like you're just kind of all on the court and trying to figure out, and you just know what the principles that you're working on, where you can just kind of put those into action.
Have you ever been the screener for a ball handler who's taller than you until you played with Victor?
I don't think me and Porzingis really ran any ball screens. Okay. We might have. I don't think so, but yeah, okay, maybe. So he would be the only one, but yeah, obviously we didn't play together in the last game, but in that first game we were able to do that, which was pretty fun. I feel like just start figuring that out, and also obviously seeing as teams adjust and being able to try to continue to problem solve that will be fun.
I guess they told us Dylan's going to make his debut tonight. What have you seen from him in workouts?
Dylan's been great. I mean, I think he's pretty like just like intelligent and competitive player. He's obviously got like a lot of skill and ability at his disposal. But I think I've been pretty impressed. I feel like just in terms of his awareness to the game and understanding of how to play it and like how things all fit together. So I'm excited to have him out there. It's great to have him back, and obviously just start playing with him and seeing what he can do and like bring to this team. I think it's pretty cool with obviously rookies, especially when they're 19, of like they've got a good skill base, but then there's obviously so much learning that can happen so quickly too. So and I think he's got the capacity to pick those things up quickly, and he already comes in with a pretty solid base of that.
A lot of learning come by playing, by getting in the games. Like, will his learning curve sort of increase once he's in?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's kind of like waves of it where at first there's like 90 different things that your team's trying to like ask you to do and you're figuring out. So like trying to apply all that, but then actually once you start playing, of knowing like what positions you're really going to be in, like how teams do guard and are going to guard you, that like then you can start actually kind of fine tuning and seeing how you fit in. And it does just take those reps so that like you have the feedback to know like what's working and what's not, and to start seeing things like how you as an individual player need to see them.
This last 5 years, I want to say, in Boston, it's been an established team, experienced team. I know you guys changed the system a lot, but like you guys knew each other pretty well.
Yeah.
So joining a new place, a developing team, how different is it going through a camp, building up like a package and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's been quite different. I mean, a lot of the last several years in Boston, it was pretty much just like there's obviously different like emphasis, but you'd spend so much time playing together, and it was just a very experienced group that you got like a certain place with it. Whereas I feel like here it's been interesting of just like just trying to get up to speed with how we want to play, like how we see things and the adjustments in that sense. But yeah, also just like kind of helping like empower guys and help them like understand like where they can really thrive, and just being the person who helps like facilitate that on the court is I'm saying I like sort of take pride in it. So much of the last couple of years just been like executing, whereas a lot of this is like kind of that communication and figuring it out and getting on the same page again. And like it's honestly been like a lot of fun. And I feel like obviously with a lot of different talents and a lot of different skill sets, it's cool to try to start piecing that together. Obviously, we're very early into it, and you need to start kind of playing the games before you see how that will really work out. But it is a cool thing to be able to be the place like knowing that experience, and also like, all right, so how are we going to put that together to play against Team X?
In your career, it's like you moved around so much early on, and then you stayed in one place for a while, and your game kind of like very steadily grew in a direction. So has there been anything surprising, I guess, about going through a new acclimation process for you?
I do think there's like, quite a bit to just like, I'm kind of looking to everything through fresh eyes, just in terms of like, there's different like emphasis on certain things when you've just been playing so much one way, that it's kind of cool in terms of like the challenge that it sort of brings of having to like acclimate yourself and realizing like, oh, I've been in these positions a lot, but now I might be in like these certain types of ones a little bit more. So how am I going to try to make that as efficient as possible in ways that you haven't had to in quite some way. Early in my career, I did have like a lot of experience of like playing just kind of in different kinds of ways. So it's cool to just be able to acclimate back to sort of just being a basketball player and being more on the figuring it out phase of things than like really trying to hone in and just like perfect the way that you know it's gonna be executed.
When you were in Boston, you had the experience of being around a head coach who was just trying to find their footing like early on in their careers, and now you're kind of in a similar situation here with Mitch. How have you felt his camp has gone, just in general, in terms of the way it's been run and what he's looking for?
Yeah, I think it's been good and like pretty like smooth of everything that you'd expect. I feel like it is a cool thing. I'm just realizing also I feel like how much continuity there kind of is in the building in terms of like a lot of players who you kind of know what you're about and like how you want to play, and therefore it's been pretty easy to sort of like fit in. You have a lot of voices around that are all very just like aligned and kind of knowing what we want to accomplish. So Mitch has been great in that. It's cool, just especially I think in starting playing games and just kind of like knowing how the ins and outs of like games and how you're responding to it and stuff. Like I'm looking forward to that whole side of things, because that is obviously a big part. Is just like the actual experience isn't really something that like can be replaced by anything. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just like as preseason progresses and obviously as like games start.
All right, thanks, Luke.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. See you.